Rambling Hour with Lisa. Rambling Hour, yeah, live Rambling Hour with Lisa. And I am sad to say that I have to accept that autumn is on its way. Now, depending, me and Steve had this little, not argument, but we were talking about the beginning of autumn, fall, whatever you want to call it. That's a whole nother argument. But the leaves fall in autumn. So we're talking about, when does autumn start? Does it start the 1st of September, like September, October, November? Or does it start on the 21st, 22nd? But we looked it up and neither of us were wrong. He was saying it's the beginning of the month, the 1st of the month. And I was saying that hi Mom, that it switches around the 20th, 21st, 22nd of the month. But we looked it up, and it depends if you go by the astrological or if you go by the meteorological. Like, so, meteorologist. Yeah, see, I can say these words. Hi, Samantha. Meteorological. So, if you're going with the weather, September 1st is actually the beginning of autumn. If you're going with astrological and the planets and how it affects things like that, then it's like September 22nd will be the beginning of August. So, but in Canada, people already have because we decorate a lot in North America for the different seasons, and because maybe not in British Columbia as much, but Samantha, you can probably see that in the comments that Mom says happy birthday. It is Samantha's birthday today. What am I saying? Oh, in Canada, especially on the prairies, we have 4 distinct seasons, whereas places like, British Columbia and Canada and here, the seasons kind of blend together more. There's not as distinctive seasons, although I have seen some leaves that have fallen off trees and stuff. So I am gonna, yeah, there was either an orb that just went across or a piece of dust or something, but which is why I got distracted. So if I don't take out my autumn decorations until, I told you guys this last week, if I don't take my autumn decorations out until it's really feeling like autumn outside here, then it'll be so close to Christmas that I barely have the autumn decorations out at all. So I'm gonna do, which I do for the sake of my gardening photos and just for decorations and stuff, I do go by the meteorological way of season. So September, September, October, November, that's autumn. However, for my heart, even though autumn is my favorite season, it's hard for me to let go of summer, because if I could just leave my garden the way it is and everything could stay where it is and I just had to maintain it, that would be one thing. But there's so many things that I have in my garden that I have to overwinter. So I have to, wrap them up or take them in and make sure they don't freeze, which is a lot of work. But obviously I like the challenge, because it's the same thing with decorating for different seasons and everything else I seem to do in life. It's like, ugh. But then I can't live without it. And even just this little thing. So I took the decorations out, but I haven't really done a lot yet. I hung wreaths on the door and everything's on the dining room table. I've changed the tablecloth on the dining room table, and even just going from a light color to it's a brown, just that warm, like it changes the whole feel of the room. But I will in the next few days put up the autumn decorations more. But I do love the different, like same house, different feeling for the different seasons. So I'm accepting that it is, whether you want to say it is autumn or it's almost autumn, it is, the seasons are changing. Summer's almost over, and I really will have to start moving things around in the garden to get them closer to where they're going to spend their winter indoors, whether it's in the caravan or if it's in or near the garage, or some of them come in the house, but I don't know, or in the greenhouse. So yes, I hope everyone is well today. I believe this is episode 8. That is what I wrote on the thing. So yeah, season 4, episode 8. I mean, no one who knows me is surprised that I can ramble for an hour a week, because I can ramble for way more than that. It's just whether what I'm rambling about is relevant or important or anything. So yes, so Samantha's birthday today. I hope she's having a great day, and I saw her last week. We went to the allotment and worked there, and we had a very good visit and enjoyed getting work done and being productive. And I will see her on Tuesday unless anything changes. We have another allotment date on Tuesday, so I look forward to that. I have been a lazy person, so I've not went and bought pop, which I mean could be a benefit to some people's health, but it's you know, it's our vice in this house. So so I'm having I'm having a bit of iron brew again. So it tastes a little bit like an orange flavored soda. Yeah, that's what Mom said. Ha, I know, you can ramble. Yes, Mom, you have known me my whole life, so you would be one to be able to judge on that. I want to show you guys something. So I made my Bitmoji like a few hours ago, and I just took whichever outfit on the outfits that looked a little autumny. I don't know if I can say this word, autumnal? I think that's how you say it, like autumny anyways. And the one that I found that looked the most autumny, then I had to go to my wardrobe and try and match it, which is, I mean, I don't have to, but it's a fun challenge. Again, you know, I like to give myself work. And this is crazy. So in the Bitmoji, the little cartoon, I'm wearing light jeans. And they're... I don't really have any light jeans in my wardrobe right now, but I do know that I have some. So...
Got any partners this week?
Sorry?
Got any partners?
No, I don't have any guests. Do you want to say hi real quick?
Or will I have to go to bed anyways?
I know. Okay, so come and say hi. Your hair is not as crazy today.
Hi.
Oh, your hair looks great on there. Look at us. She's almost as tall as me, too. Can you believe?
As tall as you now.
I know. Can you believe this is my youngest? This is my Nancy's baby. Look at her. This is like... She is 13, and when we moved here, Thomas was 12 turning 13, so she is the age now when we moved here. So when Steve had a 12, almost 13-year-old, and he thought he was almost done, he went and adopted 3 more.
Is that light not bright enough?
Is it bright? Does it look too bright on me? Should I turn it down a bit?
No, I mean...
In my eyes, I like light.
It hurts.
Then don't look at it.
Well, I can't.
The camera's over there.
Well, that's just more light.
Okay.
It's all around.
Grandma says hi and love you, and Samantha says we now have weekly dates. I really look forward to them because we get to see each other and you do something you enjoy. We're talking about the allotment.
All right.
And I enjoy it, but learning. Absolutely. I don't have a gardening partner because Steve, as much as he'll help me with certain projects, he's not a huge gardener. So I'm in the garden most of the time by myself, which isn't, I'm not complaining, but it is nice to have somebody who's interested in the things.
I think I am taller.
Erica, stop growing. It's not fair. Yeah, Samantha said you are taller than her. You're not as tall as me. But anyways, I was talking about my jeans. So I had one pair of light blue jeans in my wardrobe, and I'm assuming that they were like, when I had gone through my old clothes and I was like, ooh, I might fit these one day or sooner than later. But I believe these jeans are from before I even had kids. And not only do they fit, they're a bit bell-bottomy though, so which is actually in style right now again, but maybe not for 40-year-old ladies. But not only do they fit, they're actually too big. But I'm going to stand up so we can show them how tall you are compared to me, and I can show them my jeans.
Nice jeans, Mom.
Thanks.
I don't think that's far enough away.
Yes, this is far enough away from my jeans.
Yeah,
and then the bell bottoms. Okay, so let me tip it up so you can see. Whoa, that's too high. Okay, Erica. Tyler says, you're short, Erica. And Samantha says, amazing regarding jeans. Okay, come here. Not quite yet, but almost. Okay, I love you. Go to bed.
What?
I'm a bum slapper. Isn't there just something about bums? They stick out. They just seem like they need to be slapped. With permission, obviously. I got the kids to sign a waiver. I'm just kidding.
You're a mom. You don't need a waiver.
It's still your personal space. Okay, I am trying to set up my camera again. I don't want to get the dog blanket in. It's pink right now, and that doesn't match my decor. But I'm not, you know. Thomas is playing video games and he's making noises out his window, and I have the window open in the living room here, so it's just coming through, and it sounds like he's crying right now, but he's not actually crying, and I just went off for a second, so let me just shut off because our Wi-Fi is not always on. So Mom, unless you have a flat bum. What are we talking about, my flat bum? I used to have a bum, and after I had kids, it went wide and flat, which is my karma for making fun of people in my family who have flat bums. And now I have one. Let's see, does it stick out a little bit? No, it used to stick out to the point that people would tell me, stop sticking out your butt. And I would say, I'm not, just the way it goes. But I always say that my butt went flat and wide, and then I got this. So I call this my frass. It's my front ass. It's not as big as it used to be, but it's like after you have kids, it went from here over to here. But that's irrelevant. We don't need to talk about that because I like who I am, and I have lots of things about me that are great. So we don't need to focus on the things that aren't as great. And as I said last week, whether you believe in reincarnation or anything like that, I like this meat suit that I have in this lifetime, so I'm not going to complain about it. I'll try not to play with my hair as much either. It's funny when you listen to this, if you're not watching it, but you're just listening to it, you don't realize how much I fidget and play with my hair and everything else. And I'm sorry, Samantha, if Danielle's in bed now, but if Danielle watches this, I know last year she was scared of the scarecrow, so hopefully this year she's not. I had some of these in Canada, but really, really big ones. But as I said, in North America, we decorate a lot. Here, they don't decorate as much, so I don't know where to get new decorations. Trains going by outside, if you hear what sounds like thunder. But yeah, so I go like, things like this if they come into the warehouse, and I'm not at the warehouse all the time, and Steve doesn't look out for things like that for me, but if I find them, I just try to find things that go with the theme. Okay, let me see. Flat bum. Your nickname in my phone is Lisa Pie, but I can change it to Lisa Flat Bum. Thanks, Samantha. And Melody says hello. Hello, Melody. I don't know if you're still with Karen, but I know my sister texted me earlier and said she was hanging out with her best friend Karen. So if you are, say hi. And the only reason I said okay, like really quickly when I texted you back, is because I was getting ready for my live, which here I am, but I'm going to have a drink because as much as I can ramble, it makes it a little bit parched. So I've been listening to my podcast still of Ryan Singer. Yeah, Mom, I know he is tipping over. That's because I got up and moved. So Ryan Singer, the Me and Paranormal You podcast, and sometimes he's so crazy, but he's a stand-up comedian as well. So I wish I could be as funny as that guy and as entertaining, although again, I love who I am. So, yeah, I know, I fixed the scarecrow, and Melody said Karen just left. So, Melody and Karen have sons. You always plan these things with your best friends, like, oh, when we get older, we'll have kids at the same time and everything else. And Melody and Karen's oldest sons are 2 weeks apart, so that actually happened. And for me and my best friend Rachel growing up, it's her oldest, but my middle, of the three girls, Aurora, they're born 30th, 2 days apart. So, yes, okay, so Melody says, and we talked about this on here. Now, Melody, be honest, when you were my guest, did you hear me when you went and got your coffee? Did you hear me say what I put in that package for you? And you can talk about it now. So she says, oh, we got your package. Thank you for the goodies and the journal. The oven mitt is for Brock. And flat bum pie. That's a funny nickname, actually. Flat bum pie. I didn't even know I was Lisa Pie or whatever in your phone either. Oh, you didn't, Melody. So the journal was actually a surprise. So as you guys might remember, if you haven't watched the previous ones, I sent my sister and actually my mom and my auntie Dale. It's The Way of the Tortoise, a journal to happiness. So why The Way of the Tortoise is that you don't have to rush to get to a place of happiness. It's little steps forward. It's not going to happen overnight. So, and anybody can benefit from trying to make their life feel better and feel happier. So Melody is watching. Yes, it was. Okay, and Melody, your birthday was last week, on the 8th. And I am sorry to say that your gift was supposed to be there before your birthday, but now on my Canadian Amazon it says that it'll be at Mom's around the 23rd. So the journal was just a regular gift, but your birthday gift should be there in around the 23rd. So I know you'll like that as well. And yeah, there was lots of chocolate bars and goodies and stuff that I sent to Canada in the care package. But I know that I sorted, on video chat with my mom, we sorted it into piles, whose was what and everything else, but then I hadn't heard any feedback from anybody who got anything. And I know I don't have to give gifts to people, but Samantha will have some gifts coming to her on Tuesday when we have our date, because as much as I don't have to buy her anything for her birthday, and she would still love me, I saw some things that would be perfect for her, so I will give her birthday presents and a card on Tuesday. Lisa Pie, because you make amazing pumpkin pie. Oh yeah, because Samantha's name in my phone is, well, okay, so I put little pictures. I'm all about like pictures and stuff. So I put like Melody, my sister Melody, she has a rose in between Melody McDermott, because that's her middle name. So it says Melody, and there's a rose, and then McDermott. So when my phone, because I have it to announce who's calling, so if I'm across the room from the phone and it's ringing, it'll tell me who's calling. So it'll say Melody Rose, or Red Rose, I don't remember what it says, McDermott. And so Samantha, because she had the dog walking business, I put like 3 different dogs after Samantha. But the first one, it says Samantha, dog face, and then whatever the other 2 are. And yeah, so we laugh about that because that's what my phone says. So yes, Melody said happy birthday to Samantha, and Samantha said thank you. Not that I have to read you guys' comments, but just in case you can't see them or you're listening to this. So yeah, so I hope everybody's having a good weekend and a good Sunday, and that you had a good week from last week. And it actually works out well that I'm doing the live from my living room, because it is, and was, even at 8 o'clock, pitch black outside. So it's definitely not, you know, I'm not able to do these from the garden. But in the spring, when the weather gets nicer and we can be out at this time for, like, when it stays later, then we will, and Samantha will be my guest, and we will do one of my lives from the allotment for sure. So, Samantha, talking about phones, my phone died not long after our conversation last Tuesday. Oh yeah, yes. So Samantha, I'll tell them about that. I now have a charger specifically for my car. Well, yes. So Samantha called me last week, and she was stuck in traffic on the M6, which is a motorway. So what we would call like well, we just call it a highway in Canada, but a busy one where you can't get off. You know, like a freeway where it's you have to either take the exit on or off, like at the ramps. Otherwise, there's nowhere to go. You can't just turn off anywhere. Well, that was like what the M6 was, and there had been an accident not too far ahead of where Samantha was in there, and it was a lorry that got into an accident. A lorry is what we would call a semi in Canada, like a big truck, like a 16-wheeler, and the lorry driver sadly passed away from the accident. So obviously that was, you know, the thing that was the saddest of it all. But when I had talked to Samantha, she had already been on the motorway for like, I don't remember if it was 3, 4, 5 hours. Yes, hours waiting, and she really had to pee. And what do you do when you're in the middle of traffic on a busy road and it's not like there's any toilets around? But when I talked to her, I keep I keep a book on my phone, so I can read if I'm in situations where because they weren't moving, they weren't moving, they were stationary. So, like things to do in your car. Well, her phone was gonna die, and she didn't have a charging lead in the car, and I always leave one in my car, and yeah, so by the time she got home, I don't know what happened with the peeing, I never asked, but by the time she got home with a dead phone, and that's why she said it died shortly after she talked to me, was it 12 hours? I believe it was 12 hours that she was stuck in traffic. So let me see. It was life telling me to take it slow, to calm down. I cleaned the inside of my car, did some NVQ work. I don't know what that means, but you can explain. Sorted out some CDs, made some friends, had a car party. Oh, you mean like friends in different cars? and I got on the motorway for 12 and a half hours. That is a long time. I know Steve was caught on a motorway one time many years ago, but it was winter, and you know, with no blankets in the cars and everything else. That's one thing that in North America that we, not everybody, but a lot of us, you know, they make fun of me here because I have so much stuff in my car that stays in there, but that's just the way I was raised, that you plan for any eventuality, is that the word? So I have like an umbrella, a blanket, you know, jumper cables, like everything, because you never know what's going to happen. And VQ is a course for social and care work. And yep, friends on the motorway. Yeah, I assumed it was like your university work or whatever, but I mean, well, at least you made the most of the time. But I think the hardest part of all that isn't necessarily the having to wait 12 and a half hours. It's the discomfort of when you have to wee. But Steve said you would just go, you would run to the side and try and hide as best you could, or, you know, I assume that in situations like that, maybe the police look the other way if people have to pee on the motorway if they're stationary. I don't know what the rules and laws are, but I definitely wouldn't be able to hold it for, well, I said this to Samantha too. I didn't think I could hold my pee. I have peed myself as a young adult, but when I thought I couldn't hold my pee, but after when I was pregnant, because I had to have an ultrasound like every month for all 3 pregnancies, I learned that you can hold your pee. It's very uncomfortable, but I can hold it for hours, because you have to have a full bladder in the first few months of the pregnancy for them to be able to see the baby when they do the ultrasound. So you have to have a full bladder, and sometimes you feel like you have a full bladder, but then they'll check and they're like, oh, your bladder's just not quite full, so you'll have to go sit and wait. So it takes half an hour for a glass of water to go from drinking it to your bladder. And then sometimes it's like, no, I really gotta go. I like really gotta pee. And they're like, okay, well, let a little bit out, but don't let too much out. And you're like, I'll try. And then it's like, oh, you let too much out, so you have to drink this water, and then we'll wait for your bladder to be full again. And yeah, so I've gone through hours of, which isn't bad if you're sitting in one spot, but as soon as you have to move anywhere, it's just really, really uncomfortable. I'll explain peeing on Tuesday, Samantha said. And wait, what? Why, Mom, why did you say bye, Sam? Sam's not going anywhere, is she? Oh, hang on. And yep, friends on the motorway. I need to go, I love you. Oh, I didn't see that. Bye, Sam, have a wonderful birthday. I'll explain peeing on Tuesday. Bye, Samantha, unless you're already gone. I love you too, and I will see you. I'll probably talk to you before Tuesday, but I will see you on Tuesday. And thank you for tuning in. Even though it's your birthday, you still made time for me. So that's nice. So what else has happened this week? The builder, Fred, has come in and looked at some things, so he's going to be starting work at the beginning of October here, starting in the bathroom downstairs, so then the plasterer can do work after him. Steve did not go to cards tonight because his group, like him and his mates that he goes to cards with and everything, and most of them were our groomsmen in our wedding, they call themselves the Thickets, their group, and yeah, the Thickets are having the greatest time right now. One of the Thickets, his mom passed away yesterday morning, and she's been sick for a while, but she passed away yesterday morning, and then another one of the Thickets had tested positive for COVID, but Steve, because Steve hasn't seen him since last Sunday, Steve's done a COVID test, and he's negative, but yeah, so there's no cards today due to those things, and then somebody else having to work early, and yeah, so Steve's upstairs watching TV, and I haven't done my workout yet, so I have done a lot today. I was cleaning, and then I went up in the loft, and I got the decorations down, but I haven't, so I've been doing laundry and everything else, so I've had a busy day, but I haven't done my workout yet, because up until a few hours ago, I thought Steve was going to cards. Even besides the 2, I thought there would be enough of the other ones that they were going to cards, but then it turns out he's not, so I was saving my workout for while he was at cards, but anyways, I'll do my workout after I am done. So yesterday was day 390 for me working out in a row, so today will be 391, and yesterday was 490 for Steve. And yeah, I cannot believe that. It's crazy. Oh, I don't remember telling, so Mom says you get rid of the critter up there, up in the attic. So sometimes we get mice and stuff, but it wasn't last year, like it wasn't a year ago, it was like, I don't know, say 4 months ago or something. There was something up in the loft, and it was making more noise than just a mouse. And I had mouse traps up there, and I kept checking them and making sure they were set and everything else, and we could not catch this mouse. And I didn't see, every time I went up there, I didn't see damage on anything, so I didn't know if it was a squirrel, if it was a bird, what was making all this racket. And if it was just in between the floorboards and it hadn't come up into the loft, like into the attic where all my stuff is, because I don't want anything chewed up. But actually, a few weeks ago when I went up there to get one of Tom's fishing boxes, it's not a tackle box, but it's like a big gear box. I mean, you put some of your fishing stuff in it. I went up there to get one, and he was up there with me, and he has pet rats. So I was shining my flashlight in this corner, and I'm like, "Is that rat poo?" And he said, "Yeah, that's rat poo." So it was a rat, but luckily, I believe, because there was a rat I saw outside a few times, and then Thomas thought he saw it in his room, and then like the next day after that, he had a torch light, like an up-facing light from IKEA, and it chewed through the cord. And then I don't know how many days after that, he woke up and the rat was there, and so he used his pellet gun and took care of the rat. So I believe it was only that one rat, so that tells you what happened, Mom. The critter up in the attic, we believe it was the same rat, and that it is no longer. It doesn't seem to be, I haven't seen it in the garden, I haven't seen it anywhere, but I'm gonna have to go up in the loft, and I think I'm gonna put on a mask and take up, there's this vacuum that we have that you can take it all apart and wash each piece, so I'm gonna take it up there and vacuum up the rat poo that I can see. And just, yeah, I still need to put floorboards down in that area, so that is what happened there. Mice are one thing, but rats are another, and like I said, it's not even just the rodents and the dirtiness, it's that I don't want them to wreck any of my stuff up there. So, what else has happened this week? Well, it was really nice at the beginning of the week. It was really hot and nice, so I spent as much time as I could outside, and then on Thursday I knew that I had to start doing indoor things. I have things that need to get done, so I did do that, and I cleaned the kitchen really well, and not completely, I still have more to do in the kitchen, but I cleaned it, like even like cleaning on top of the fridge and stuff, yeah, I vacuumed the whole downstairs, which has to be done every few days anyways, because of the dog hair. What else did I do? I've just been checking off my to-do list, so I've been doing stuff, yes, in the house and stuff, and the kids are back in school, so that's nice, but I've still been a bit too busy. I want to start doing my yoga and my workout during the day while the kids are at school, so, yes, hopefully this week I will start doing that while the kids are at school, like tomorrow. I have to do the grocery shopping tomorrow, as I told you. I have no pop, so I will be going out and doing the grocery shopping tomorrow, and then Tuesday I'll be going to the allotment with Samantha. I don't know what the weather is supposed to be like on Tuesday here, but I will be checking. And yeah, so the electrician hasn't been back since his one day of work, but at least the bathroom is ready for, like I said, the builder is the next step in the bathroom specifically. Melody says I managed to do yoga 2 times this week. That's awesome. I really, my muscles are feeling it, that I haven't been doing it. I really need to get back into it, and I want to get into a daily practice. Yeah, and Melody, like the one I do is 5 different routines, so I'm okay with doing 5 days a week on my yoga, but even 3 days a week or something, but like, yeah, where it's regular would be good. And I would like to, like, I'm not going to pretend I know everything about yoga, but I would like to do some different types of yoga and try different, oh, that reminds me, speaking of which, so I do the 30-day shred. That's what I do every day, and I've been doing that for this whole 490 days, but, I mean 390 days, but Steve bought me another, it was like reduced somewhere like £1 or something. He bought me another Jillian Michaels DVD, so I should try that one and see what it's like. Yoga daily practice, I do the Down Dog app. Oh, it's an app. That's cool. So do you listen to it in your ears, or does it show pictures as well? Because that's a part of the problem, like, unless I know the poses. I mean, that's why it's hard, like, learning it out of a book, too, because you're, like, you know, trying to look at the pose and try to do it. Like, I like it if it's on the TV and I can see the person doing it, and that's why I like the one that I do, just because I've done it for so long that I know those poses. But it's the same with the shred. It's like, yeah, I've been working out for her long enough now that I should be trying different things and new things, but at the same time, I don't have good coordination. That's just the way I am. But I should, so I like when I know a routine that I can stick to it, that I can do it, but I would like to try different things. I watch it on the laptop or phone. They do the poses, you follow along. Oh, well, I should try that, Melody. So it's called the Down Dog app. I might forget that, so I will look for it after I'm done this. But I know most of the poses, so I just listen. Yeah, that's exactly. If you know the poses, then you can just listen and do them. And basically, it's just, I mean, for people who don't know yoga, it's there's a lot to it. I mean, if you want to get into the spiritual side of it and all that kind of stuff, but for the basic yoga, it's basically doing stretches and holding them, and you strengthen your muscles with what's it called? So instead of doing a repetitive action, holding your muscle in a position is putting tension on the muscle, and you build your strength in your muscles that way. But what I miss about it is not just strengthening my muscles, but it's like how you should stretch before and after you do a workout or a run or whatever it is, your type of exercise. It's basically that is what my body's missing, is like the not stretching. And see, I can just feel like the muscles are tight and everything else, and yeah, I need to get back into it. So especially as you get older. So I really truly believe, like, the achy back and the you know, I know that some people have, like, I have arthritis in my knees now. I would say no amount of yoga is going to fix that. I'll always have arthritis in my knees, but actually, truthfully, I can do jumping jacks and stuff now, but that is because I built up I couldn't do them right away when I started working out, but I built up the muscles around the knee so that I'm able to do a jumping jack without putting pressure on my knees when I land. So yes, you're going to have some things that are, you know, not able to be fixed with exercise, but little aches and pains, especially as you age, I absolutely believe that doing a basic yoga, a regular routine, like I said, even 3 days a week, you're going to start to see your little aches and pains in your body go away. You know, shoulder stiffness, all that stiff, like, it's just because your muscles are tight and that you're not stretching them. So the more you stretch them, you know, it's like an elastic. The more you, they're loose and limber, and you don't get the aches and pains as much. So I absolutely suggest to anybody to try doing a basic yoga routine. And almost everybody, especially if you're watching this, you have some type of internet getting device. So as Melody said, she uses the Down Dog app, I believe it was called, and there's lots of videos on YouTube. You can look for beginners yoga or anything and just try and do it. If you're not comfortable going to a yoga class, which, I mean, if you're doing a basic yoga, then you're going to be okay, but there's more difficult poses that it's better to have, you know, somebody who knows what they're doing with you, in case, you know, you don't want to put yourself into a position that is going to hurt your muscles or anything. And the thing with yoga is that if you see somebody, like, I can't, like, put my leg up to my head, but if you see somebody doing that, that doesn't mean that you have to do that. All you have to do, even if your leg only goes to here, then only do that. And then a little bit, it'll, as you do it, it'll get better and better and better. So, yeah, so if you're, I don't know what I can't do it with you know, touching your toes. So if they go down, standing, it's called standing forward bend. I don't know the actual name. Standing forward bend, so you're bending over in half like that and trying to touch your toes. If all you can do is bend like that, like literally, like all you can do is this, then only do that. And as you get better, you're going to be able to go a little bit further and a little bit further, and you might eventually be able to touch your toes, but it's not about touching your toes. It's about doing the stretch. You know, when you feel it, stop. Don't push yourself. But yeah, I absolutely recommend to try some type of yoga practice. So, like I said, you don't need to have fancy things for yoga. You don't need to go and pay for classes. Your basic yoga is just, you know, stretching at home, and it's good to have a mat to work out on. But even if you have carpet, or you can put a towel down, like, you don't absolutely need that. And there is some things that they use, like blocks and a stretchy band, but you can use a belt, like your own belt that you wear on your jeans. You can use your belt to put around your foot. Like if you can't reach your, oh, see, I can't even now, like reach your foot when your leg is straight. If you can't reach the bottom of your foot, you put the belt over there, and then you hold the belt, and you are doing the same stretch. So, and then what else do we use for the block? But like, there's one pose that I do with a bolster. A bolster is like it's like a round pillow. Like if your pillow was like a round. Anyways, all you do for that is roll up a towel or a couple blankets and make a long sausage shape for a bolster. Like you don't need to, yeah. Melody says, oh yeah, standing forward bend. So she put the actual name for it, but I don't know if I'll be able to say it anyways. Uttanasana. Yes, yeah. This is funny for you guys to watch, isn't it? Uttanasana. Yeah, you know, the standing forward bend. At least I can remember the English one. Yeah, I love yoga, I really do, and I am sad that but it's those excuses. Like I said, even for my workout, if I wanted to, I could think of excuses every day, and I'm an ass for letting myself stop doing yoga, because there's no benefit to not doing it. I haven't given up on my workouts. I've been doing those every day, and that's great, but yoga is just so important to my, you know, like I said, stiff muscles and everything else, and I gotta get back into it, no excuses. It's just those things, you know, like when you just want to, like, oh, if I just do my workout and then I'm done and I can get on with the things I really want to do. But the thing is, actually, especially if I have, and I know not everybody has a quiet space to do it, but like Melody says, she watches it on her phone. Even if you're in your own room, if you have any space in your room, or even in the kitchen, or whatever room gives you some space to do it, and you don't need a lot of space. Basically, like a bath towel is about the size of a yoga mat, so that's as much space. A hallway, whatever. And if you live with other people or you can't get the quietness that you want, you can put headphones in and either listen to the yoga instructions or listen to some relaxing music while you're looking at the poses. And yes, oh, and so farting is a big thing and an embarrassing thing that happens when you're relaxing your body and stretching your muscles. And so people tend to be not brave to go to yoga classes because they're afraid that they're going to fart in front of people. Everybody does it, not always. Like not every single time you do yoga you're going to just be farting the whole time, but if you talk to somebody who does yoga and they say that they've never farted while they were doing yoga ever, then they're lying, because it just happens if you have gas that day and you're but sometimes it feels good to get all that air out. There's this one part of my yoga video and he says something like that, to just like relax your belly and just release. I don't know how he says it, but something like release all your tension and release something about releasing your belly, and it always makes me think of just like letting all the gas go. Yeah, so I have no idea how long I've been rambling for. Let me see my big finger here. Oh, only 38 minutes. So you guys still have time to listen to me ramble. What shall we talk about now? There's some baking that is on my list to do too. So now that the weather is a bit, like it's raining today as well. So it wasn't just pitch black at 8 o'clock, it's been raining all day. So I wouldn't have been out in the garden even if it was light out. But if I'm going to be in the house more, yeah, there's some baking that I want to get done. Yep. When I was getting ready today for this, it was just nice to not only match my Bitmoji cartoon, but it's just nice to dress up, even if I have nowhere to go, just to wear some different clothes and yeah. I can't believe that I'm wearing these jeans from, like I said before, I had kids. I'm gonna have to find a picture of me wearing these jeans. I think, I'm trying to remember, but I think there's pictures of me wearing these jeans around the time just before I got pregnant with Allison, but I don't know for sure. I'd have to look on my hard drive and go back and find when I wore these jeans, or it might have been even in 2000, in the year 2000, like when I lived with Melody. I don't remember. But yeah, that's right. They're still in great condition and they're like 20 years old or more. That's what happens when you take care of your stuff. So yeah, I want to find somewhere that does more decorations for the seasons, or maybe I need to start like learning to make them myself. But I'd like to get some. Yeah, I don't want to make them. I already have too many projects. I'd rather just find some big scarecrows and things. Oh, so we're doing the haunted house. Me and Samantha and Steve are planning the haunted house. We haven't started planning it yet, but as I've brought the autumn decor down from the loft, my next step is bring all the Halloween stuff down from the loft and start planning this week as well, because I need to work on Steve's recording studio in the caravan. I have worked on that, but I also was cleaning out the other room in the caravan, and I need to clean the living room now because I took everything out of the other room and put it into the living room, and need to organize that, and there's lots of stuff I have to donate and such. But so that is where we're going to be doing the haunted house, is in our front garden and into one door of the caravan through the hall, and so you'd see into the rooms and then back out the caravan. And yeah, I'm really excited about that, just looking at different ideas. And I'm really excited to take all my Halloween stuff out that I haven't even seen in like 6 years and go through all of it. And that's quite exciting, and see what we have for props. And yeah, so that's on my list. What else? I don't know. So Steve's eye appointment is tomorrow. I just remembered that. And then Thomas has his second jab for his COVID vaccination this week. Dentist appointments next week. Trying to see if there's anything on my calendar in my head. Just that the kids have school. Yeah, I can't think of anything. What are you guys doing this week? Anything new with you guys? I look forward to finding out what my nieces and nephews think of their little gifts and stuff that I sent in the care package. Steve sent our youngest nieces and nephews, like Tina and Ryan's kids, some stuff for Man City Football Club. So yeah, there's some cute things in there. What am I going to do when this is done? Like, this was a cold can that I had in the fridge, and there is a few cans left in the garage, but they're not cold. And the other thing about these are they're with sweeteners and sugar, so they're not sugar-free. So that's calories. And I'm not like, all like, oh my god, I can't have too many calories. But at the same time, I got to count it in my count of my food. Oh, Steve made chili for supper. I love when he makes chili, and when he cooks, it's just super duper good. So that is yummy, and we can have that again tomorrow for dinner. So so that's sorted, which is good, because when I do grocery shopping, by the time I'm done, I don't even like shopping. I really don't like shopping. I've never liked shopping. But once I'm done the grocery shopping, and then when I get home, and then I put away all the pop in the garage, and then I put away all the groceries, it takes forever, and then it's like, where's my time for me? And the last thing I usually care to do on a day that I've done the shopping is make dinner. So it's nice that it's already made. So yes, and yes, so I have to do my workout. I've already said that. And then because Steve is home, we'll just watch TV together. We've been watching the program Black Mirror. I think I told you guys about that. It's like 5 seasons, but 2 of the seasons have like 3 episodes, and a couple of the seasons have like 5 episodes, I think. And it's like really, basically it, like, each episode has to do with some type of technology, like if the world was this way because of this technology. And probably my favorite episode was one that we watched last night, and it had to do with, it was like, I don't remember what they called it, but it was basically where you could go to this, it was like, it wasn't the afterlife, like it wasn't like heaven, but it was like a place that when people die, they can go there. So it's like the cloud, like basically getting your consciousness put there, and then you can stay there for as long as you want, and then you can go on to wherever you go, heaven or whatever. They don't know what's next after that, but it's like, so when people die, they can go to this place, and it's a simulation. Like, it just feels like a real town, feels like you're young, and you get to do whatever you want and whatever. And then, but there's also a way of implanting where people who are, I don't think they just let anybody go, but somebody, like in this case, it was 2 older ladies who were close to death, So they were, you know, they had a few months to live and everything, and they would give them once a week 5 hours to go to this place. So they would put a little thing on their head, and, you know, they'd close their eyes, and their consciousness would go to this place, and they would meet up there. And it was really cool. And then when the one lady passed away, they were there, and the other one's like, oh, but I gotta wait a week to see you, and you're only gonna be here for 5 hours and everything else. And she, you know, and she wanted her to come there, like, after she passed away. She said, join me here and stay here. And because the other lady wasn't sure if she was gonna go to this place or if she wanted to go to the beyond, that they don't know where. So she was torn between the decisions. But the cool thing was that you didn't have to stay in this place forever. You could go for a bit, have fun, hang out, and then you could carry on to wherever the next place is. But yeah, it was probably because it dealt with the sort of afterlife and everything, and playing out your dreams and everything. It was really cool, and it was probably my favorite episode of all of them. But only because it was like into things that I am into, because honestly, all the episodes have been really good, and some of them have been a bit weird and crazy, but it's only because it's like things that aren't real. Like, it's not a reality that we live in, but it's like a what if our technology went this way. So it's on Netflix. We're watching it on Netflix, so you might be able to get it on in Canada. I don't know if it's, I think it's on Netflix there as well, but it's called Black Mirror. So maybe you want to check it out. So yeah, trying to think what else. I know that the washing machine's done and it has the uniforms in for school, so I need to go put them in the dryer. And yeah, I've been doing my journal every morning after I make breakfast, and like Steve's lunch to take with him to work. Then I sit down at the kitchen table, or if it's nice outside, I sit at the table outside the kitchen and do my journaling, and then I do whatever I need to do. But my routine now will be making breakfast and lunch, doing my journal, and then doing my yoga and workout, and then I can get on with my day. But I hope to start that tomorrow. However, I doubt I will, because I hate shopping, and I'm honestly probably just gonna try and get out of the door to go and do the shopping as quickly as I can. So maybe it'll be but it's not, I mean, I can always start my yoga tomorrow as well. I can always start doing that even if it's in the evening. And it works out perfect because, like I said, it's a 5-day yoga practice that I do. So I usually do it Monday to Friday. And then if for some reason I don't do a day, then I have Saturday and Sunday to catch up on the one that I missed. So it would work good if I started my yoga tomorrow, even if it's in the evening, or after I get home from shopping, before the kids are home from school. Yeah, I am running out of steam, I think. I don't know what else to discuss. Let me just check my time and my big fat finger. I have the camera the other way this time. Usually my camera's on that side, and this time I put the camera in the phone, and so I gotta keep remembering to look that way and not that way. But that's why my finger gets in the way when I'm checking my my time as well. And you know what? I said that and I didn't even... Oh. Hang on a second. I didn't keep reading these comments. I do it with my eyes closed. Tara laughed at me when I did a practice with her. She said she hasn't met someone who does it with her eyes closed. But again, I know the poses. It's rainy here too. Was raining here too. Seeing your decor, I think I will decorate for fall today. I will bring it today when I go babysitting. Oh, it's stuff for Tina and Ryan's kids. Yes, Melody. It already has made me feel good decorating, even though I'm like, part of me was like, should I? So I'm at 48 minutes. Should I decorate or not? Because I know it's work even taking this stuff out. But I already feel good about it, and I'm glad that I did it. And it's warm colors, and it makes me feel like the spicy sugar and... No, what is it? What did we say? Me and Allison, we said spice. Like the crisp leaves and the spice. Cinnamon and spice. That's what we said. Cinnamon and spice, and the earth tones and everything. It just, yeah, it makes me feel warm and comfy, especially on rainy or cold days. So I think it's absolutely worth decorating, and it's a nice thing to do on a Sunday if you don't have anything pressing that needs to be done. And Melody says she has a spice candle burning. I don't, but I heard that air freshener up there, the battery's still working because it's like trying to, but the spray is out of it. So maybe tomorrow, because the house is clean and stuff, I'll go around and change those take out the empty ones, and ones that aren't empty, I'll just switch them for a autumny smelling air freshener. I have 6 of those around the house, 6 or 7 actually. Actually, I think I have 7 because I bought Thomas one for his room, but then he didn't want it anymore and he gave it back to me. But yeah, I have my perfume on called Ghost, and I know one of my friends on Facebook asked in a comment what it smells like, and it's really hard to describe a smell of a perfume, but it is like a warm, it's like a warm spice, but still like a floral scent, and it's like totally up my alley of the types of smells that I would wear. So, I don't remember what I was talking about before when I was saying I was running out of steam. Nice to wear clothes. I mean, not that I walk around naked. I would if I could, but I live with people. I'm saying it's nice to, because I'm always wearing sweatpants and t-shirts, like my workout clothes, right? So it's nice to get ready and look different for a change. Mom, I want to do that spaghetti squash recipe that you shared, but it's Parmesan spaghetti squash, and I will make it. I don't care if he eats it or not. I'll just make other stuff for him as well. But he's like, oh, anything with like Parmesan or cheese is high in fat. And I'm like, yeah, but it looks really good. And I'm already doing it on squash instead of pasta, so. But it does have like, that recipe has like 3 different types of cheese in it, so. That is a cool way to, it's basically a stuffed squash, but it's a spaghetti squash, it'll be awesome. Melody, I know Mom said that she grew some squash, but it wasn't the type that you wanted her to grow. So I'm guessing you wanted spaghetti squash. I'm not sure what type she grew. I have 6% left on my portable charger, which is what charges my phone, but also it is what my light is using. So, 5%. So I'm not sure how long that'll last, but my light will go off as soon as that dies. And so, yeah, well, I'm close to an hour, but if I see that getting any lower, then like when it gets to like 2 or 1, then I'll have to sign off. Oh, that's nice. So Auntie Joan gave Melody a spaghetti squash. She hasn't used it yet. Yeah, I have. Do you know I have some in the garage from last year? And then I brought one in already from outside in the garden, and I have some more that are growing right now, but they haven't got to the size that I want them to before I cut them off the vine. I'd love to be outside. I wish I could be outside every day, but I can't because other things in life call, responsibilities and such. And Melody says, yes, they last so well. Yes, that's me and Mom were talking about that as well, that how long they last. As long as they don't have any puncture marks or anything that'll make them rot. So, yeah, these pillowcases, orange, you know, they're not something that I would traditionally like buy, and I didn't buy them. They were from the warehouse, but they look good for the autumn decor. Like they match, you know, the color and everything else. So, I think it works good. Like I said, traditionally, it's not something like I would go out and be like, ooh, I love these, but I do love burnt orange, but it's just, you know, like I'm not, you know, like this, I don't know. Anyways, but it works with the decor, and I like having the change. I like having things look different for different seasons. Yeah. I already said that I need to put the uniforms in the dryer when I'm done this before I do my workout. I also need to go and change into my workout clothes. Oh, I just bit my tongue. And I might bring Steve a ice cream wafer sandwich for a dessert before I do my workout, because usually I get him that after we're done eating supper, but I had to get on with getting ready for my live, so he hasn't had his dessert yet, and I'll have mine after I'm done my workout. My big fat finger, we're at 53 minutes. So any last things that you guys want to talk about? I'm not done reading my book. I have so many books to read, but again, with staying indoors more, hopefully, or maybe I'll have time to read more. That's the other thing, like I've told you guys before, on Sundays when Steve's at cards, I can watch TV or read or do my thing. I have so many episodes of Gardener's World to catch up on. I have so many gardening magazines I haven't looked at. So many books I want to read, but it's all, I just have so many things, like how can I be in the garden all the time, plus take care of the kids and the husband, plus keep the house going, plus do scrapbooking and everything else, plus do reading and everything. How can I do it all? How can I do it? I just don't have enough time in this lifetime to do everything that I want to do. Not even enough time in a day to do the things that I want to do. But a little bit here, a little bit there, and eventually, you know, I get through a book, I get through a magazine, I get through an episode, and I get time in the garden. So that's all I can ask for, I guess. I'm glad it's raining. It saves me from watering certain things. So yeah, I need to, like I said, when I do get time in the garden, whether this week or whatever, I got to start moving things around and making things look a little bit more autumn decoration-y. Especially like it'll look good for the haunted house too with the autumn feel, but also moving things that I don't, like the last of the summer, like your annuals and stuff. I still want to get as much of a display out of them as I can until the frosts come. But I also have to. I can't leave everything for the last minute when the frosts come. I need to move things so that they're closer to where they ought to go in and everything. Because leaving it all at once would be a lot of work for a day or two. So I got to be realistic. Accept that autumn is here and that that summer, even if I get some really nice days, I just gotta know that they're nice autumn days. They're not nice summer days. Summer is gone for this year, and I accept that. Don't you see? See, this is me accepting it. You know what, Melody? Like your spice candle. Do you know what would be really nice right now? Because I was thinking like of a nice warm drink and everything else, and it's good hot or cold. But I was like, oh, chai tea, like that spice. Like, yes, I know chai means tea, so you're saying tea. But anyways, Melody says she doesn't accept it. Summer is gone and autumn is here. Well, I mean, it's like one thing to accept it in your mind, but if you actually have... Okay, well, there you go. My light went off. I wasn't paying attention. But if you actually have things that you need to do, then you have to accept it. Anyways, yeah, the autumn equinox. I know, I understand. I know. It really, you can say whatever you want, but really it's about when your first frost days are coming for plants that are that need to be overwintered or whatever. Thanks for loving me, Mommy. All right, I am going to take off and do what I need to do, including my workout. And I love you guys, and I will see you next week. Thank you for joining me. And if I get off my lazy ass and try and find a guest, then I might have a guest next week. But I don't want to harass people to be my guest. I want people who want to be my guest to be my guest. So if you want to be my guest, let me know. And otherwise, it will just be me rambling. Who knows what next week holds. But I do know that it'll almost certainly be indoors. And it'll probably almost certainly be a autumny feeling decor and outfit and whatever. So, I love you guys. Until next week, have a great week. And take care of yourselves. And try yoga. And let me know what you think. I know Mom and Melody already have done yoga before. And I believe Samantha has as well, and I don't know who else is watching. I love you, love you, love you, love you too, guys. Bye. Oh, wrong thing. Bye, my big fat finger.